Hi Shirley, how are you there? Thank you so much for joining to Citary. Every single person to connect with me, guys, and to write your name in the chat, making a like and subscribing to the channel. I'm good there. What about you? Thank you so much for joining. A lot of love and respect for you, Johnny. Hurry up, guys. Every single person have to write your name in the chat. Where are you going, Ashley? Hurry up, guys, to join the stream, making the like and subscribing to the channel. A lot of love and respect for you joining to stream, guys. Hurry up, guys. Every single person have to write your name in the chat. Our first member is Ashley. How are you, Ashley? Thank you so much for joining to stream, dear Ashley. A lot of love and respect. Oh my God, Crystal, thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you so much, Crystal. Thank you. Thank you for the heart. Thank you. Thank you so much. Can you send the laughing disco, my lolly brother? Thank you so much. Let me write your name. Yeah, let me write your name, my dear. Thank you so much for your joining. Thank you so much for donation. Thank you. Thank you so much, my dear. Charister, thank you so much for the donation. Thank you so much, my lolly brother. Thank you. Thank you for the floating heart. Thank you so much. Can you send the laughing banner? Thank you so much. Thank you. A lot of love and respect. Shani, how are you, Shani? Thank you so much for joining. Please send a laughing disco, guys. Thank you so much for your joining, Chorister. Thank you. Tank, how are you there, Tank? Thank you so much for joining to stream. ZX, thank you so much for joining to stream. ZX, how are you there, ZX? Thank you so much for joining. Teen, how are you there, Teen? Thank you so much for joining. Everybody to spread the love and the suffering, guys. Charlie, how are you, Charlie? Thank you so much for joining to stream. Making a like and subscribing to the channel. Every single person have to write your name in the chat, guys. Thank you. And yeah, guys, to send laughing disco for separating the love. A lot of love and respect for you joining. Aaron, how are you, dear Aaron? Thank you so much for joining to sit to ring. Agues, how are you, Agues? Thank you so much for joining to sit to ring. Agues, a lot of love and respect for you joining. Yeah, guys, I really appreciate and respect for you joining to stream, guys. Right, guys, making the like and subscribing. Yeah, guys, making the like and subscribing to the channel. Wishal, how are you, dear Wishal? Thank you so much for joining to stream, dear Wishal. Rana, how are you, dear Rana? Thank you so much for joining to stream, dear Rana. A lot of love and respect for you joining. Yantu, how are you, Yantu? Thank you so much for joining to stream, Yantu. Yeah, guys, send the laughing disco for the appreciation of the screen. Send me, how are you there? Send me. Thank you so much for joining to stream, making the like and subscribing to the channel. Hello, how are you, dear? Hello, thank you so much for your joining. Summer, how are you, dear? Summer, thank you so much for joining. Trusted Terim Samir. Every single person have to write your name in the chat. Pooja, how are you, dear? Pooja, thank you so much for joining. Trusted Terim. Every single person to write your name in the chat, guys. Manira, how are you, Manira? Thank you so much for joining to Sitarim, dear Manira. A lot of love and respect for your joining. Hurry up, guys. Every single person have to write your name in the chat. Yeah, guys, making the like and subscribing to the channel. Have to send a laughing disco for the appreciation and the Sitarim, guys. Every single person have to write your name in the chat. Evans, how are you, dear Evans? Thank you so much for joining to Sitarim, dear Evans. Thank you so much for your joining, Evans. A lot of love and respect for your joining. Tarek, how are you, dear Tarek? Thank you so much for joining to Sitarim, Tarek. Obad, how are you, dear Obad? Thank you so much for your joining to Sitarim, dear Obad. Hurry up, guys. Every single person have to write your name in the chat, making the like and subscribing to the channel. Please send a laughing disco, guys, for the appreciation of the terrain and spread the love on the screen. Thank you so much for your joining. Hurry up, guys. Basti, hurry up, Basti. Thank you so much for joining to terrain. I write your name, Evans. I write your name, my dear. Basti, how are you, dear Basti? Thank you so much for joining to Sitarim, dear Basti. A lot of love and respect for your joining. Amelie, how are you, Amelie? Thank you so much for your joining, dear Amelie. Thank you so much for your joining to Sitarim. To do the super chat, send the laughing disco. I write your name on the sticky notes. Thank you so much for your joining. Devi, how are you, Devi? Thank you so much for joining to Sitarim, dear Devi. Amelie, I write your name. Looks, the first name is Amelie. And you are all just have to focusing on writing the name, but does not have to write what does have to write. Looks, events, looks that. It's only, yeah, for you. What is that? This, oh yeah, you have to look there. Here is your name, Evans. You does not listening, have your listening ability is weak. You does not hear looking to the names, so what he is writing. Why the people did not have to focus on your name. You have to just writing once Harry Amelie. Why you did not have to focus on your name there. Looks that here is your name Evans. Yeah, here is Amelie. You have to writing your name again and again. That's not fair. You have to write your name on somewhere and any stream, but you should have to focus on the line. If you are waiting for your name, so to focus on the awaiting, what does have the writer is writing. Sophia, thank you so much for joining, Sophia. Hi Sophia, how are you, dear Sophia? Thank you so much for joining, dear. A lot of love and respect. Gabriel, how are you, dear Gabriel? Thank you so much for joining to Sitarim, dear Gabriel. Please send a laughing disco, guys. Send a flow state for the appreciation of the stream. Thank you so much for your joining. Hurry up, guys. Every single person have to write your name in the chat. Don't spam on the screen, guys. Just every single person have to write your name in the chat, guys. Yeah, hurry up to write your name in the chat, guys. Every single person to write your name in the chat. Suraj, how are you, Suraj? Thank you so much for joining to Sitarim. You are not saying Amelie. What is that, Amelie? What is that? Looks your name, my dear. Wasim, how are you, Wasim? Thank you so much for joining to Sitarim. Thank you so much for joining. Al Alej, how are you, Alej? Thank you so much for joining to Sitarim. Alej, thank you so much for your joining, my dear. And yeah, and thank you. Welcome. Amelie, how are you, dear Amelie? Thank you so much for your joining, Amelie. And yeah, guys, so write your name in the chat. Dilraj, how are you, Dilraj? Thank you so much for joining to Sitarim. Dilraj, how are you, Dilraj? Thank you so much for your joining. Devio, how are you, Devio? Thank you so much for joining to Sitarim. Malik, how are you, Malik? Thank you so much for joining, my dear Malik. Please, guys, send a laughing disco for the appreciation of the stream, guys. Ariane, how are you, dear Ariane? Thank you so much for joining to stream. Saka, how are you, dear Saka? Thank you so much for joining to stream. Leo Jan, how are you, Leo Jan? Thank you so much for joining to stream, dear Leo Jan. Thank you so much for your joining, dear Leo Jan. A lot of love and respect for your joining. Hurry up, guys. Every single person have to write your name in the chat, making a like and subscribing to the channel. Amelie, you will be got the time out, my dear. Your name has been written on there, but if you are have to spam or you have to disturb, then you will be get the time out from the stream. Hurry up, guys. Every single person have to write your name in the chat, guys. Yeah, guys. Hurry up, guys, to write your name in the chat. Okay, that's it. I have write. Okay, that's it. I have to write. Kale, how are you, dear Kale? Thank you so much for joining to Sitarim. Hurry up, guys, to write your name in the chat. Batul, how are you, dear Batul? Thank you so much for joining to Sitarim. Santonio, how are you, dear Santonio? Thank you so much for joining to Sitarim, Santonio. Hurry up, guys, to send laughing disco for the appreciation of the Sitarim, guys. Making the like and subscribing to the channel. Sejan, how are you, Sejan? Thank you so much for joining to Sitarim. Atta, how are you, dear Atta? Thank you so much for joining to Sitarim. Please, guys, to write your name in the chat. Alkanor, thank you so much for joining. Nero, how are you, Nero? Thank you so much for joining, dear Nero. A lot of love and respect for you joining. Jesus, how are you, Jesus? Thank you so much for joining to stream, dear Jesus. Lizzie, how are you, Lizzie? Hurry up, guys. Every single person have to write your name in the chat, making the like and subscribing to the channel. Lean, how are you, dear Lean? Thank you so much for joining to stream, dear Lean. Thank you so much for joining to stream, dear Lean. A lot of love and respect for you joining. Yash, how are you, dear Yash? Thank you so much for joining to stream, dear Yash. Lucy, how are you, dear Lucy? Thank you so much for joining to stream, Lucy. Hurry up, guys, to write your name in the chat, making the like and subscribing to the channel. Yeah, guys, to write your name in the chat, a lot of love and respect for your joining to stream, making the like and subscribing to the channel. Betula, how are you, Betula? Thank you so much for joining, Betula. Marinde, how are you, Marinde? Thank you so much for joining. Kinshasa, thank you so much for joining. Where are you from watching, Riley? Thank you so much for joining my stream. Jordan, how are you, dear Jordan? Dasha, how are you, Dasha? Jordan, I write your name, my dear Dasha. Thank you so much for joining. Hurry up, guys. Anzel, how are you, Anzel? Thank you so much for joining to the stream. Ava, how are you, dear Ava? Thank you so much for joining to the stream. Yuvraj, how are you, Yuvraj? Thank you so much for joining to the stream, Yuvraj. Hurry up, guys, to write your name in the chat. Yovi, how are you, Yovi? Thank you so much for joining to the stream. Ayub, how are you, Ayub? Thank you so much for joining to the stream, Ayub. Dalan, how are you, dear Dalan? Thank you so much for joining to the stream, dear Dalan. Kaka. Hurry up, guys, to write your name in the chat. Harry, how are you, dear Harry? Clary, how are you, Carly? Thank you so much for joining, Carly. Asia, how are you, dear Asia? Thank you so much for joining. Batul, how are you, Batul? Mia, how are you, dear Mia? Please, guys, send a laughing disco, guys. Who is going to send a laughing disco, guys? Haseen, how are you, Haseen? Gulnaz, I write your name, sister, dear. Miss Sam, how are you, dear Miss Sam? Hurry up, guys. Every single person have to write your name in the chat, making the like and subscribing to the channel. Please, guys, send me a laughing disco, guys. Sakai, thank you so much for joining. Xenex, how are you, Xenex? Thank you so much for joining, Xenex. Lara, how are you, dear Lara? Who is going to sending the laughing disco, guys? Ava, how are you, dear Ava? Thank you so much for joining. Devansh, how are you, Devansh? Thank you so much for joining to a room, Devansh. Who is going to sending the laughing disco, guys? Ale, how are you, dear Ale? Thank you so much for joining to a room. Celine, how are you, Celine? Any person can send the laughing disco, guys. Michelle, how are you, Michelle? Colleen, how are you, dear Colleen? Anybody can send the laughing disco or do the super chat, guys. Birona, how are you, dear Birona? Thank you so much for your joining, Birona. Hurry up, guys, to write your name in the chat. Anybody can send laughing disco, guys. Sure. I have to spam the. I have to ignore the spam there. Rama, how are you, dear Rama? Alice, how are you, dear Alice? Anybody can send the laughing disco, guys. Sorojan, how are you, Sorojan? Lorena, how are you, Lorena? Thank you for the star. Thank you so much, my lovely brother. Please, guys, send a laughing disco, guys. Send a laughing disco. I have won a laughing disco, guys. Thank you so much for the star, my lovely brother. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, my lovely brother, for the star. God bless you, brother. If you can easily, please send a laughing disco. Yeah. Destiny, how are you, Destiny? Thank you so much for joining. Lizzie, thank you so much for joining. Samor, thank you so much for joining. Azura, how are you, Azura? Thank you so much for joining. April, how are you, April? Thank you so much for joining, April. Zanab, how are you, Zanab? Thank you so much for joining to Sitarim, Zanab. Arrage, how are you, dear Arrage? Thank you so much for joining, dear Arrage. Padero, how are you, Padero? Thank you so much for joining, dear Padero. Please send a laughing disco, guys. Who is going to sending the laughing disco? CVO, how are you, dear CVO? Thank you so much for joining to Sitarim, CVO. Mahim, how are you, Mahim? Thank you so much for joining to Sitarim, dear Mahim. Oh my god, thank you for the laughing disco. Thank you, my lovely brother. God bless you. Thank you so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, Richan. Thank you so much for the laughing disco, my lovely brother. Thank you. God bless you. Richan, just wait a while, my dear. Let me write you a name here. Thank you, Richan. Thank you so much, my lovely brother. God bless you, my dear. Richan Satab, thank you. Thank you, my lovely brother. Thank you so much. Richan looks done, my dear. Thank you so much for the laughing disco. Thank you, my lovely brother. God bless you. Richan, are you watching the stream, my dear? Thank you so much. Thank you for the laughing disco, my lovely brother. Thank you. A lot of love and respect. Thank you so much. Jeffy, Oreo Jeffy, thank you so much for joining us. Jeffy. You're a YouTuber, okay? You're a YouTuber, thank you. Baka, how are you, Baka? Thank you so much for joining, Baka. Zoin, how are you, Zoin? Thank you so much for joining to us at Rim Zoin. A lot of love. Anwar, how are you, Anwar? Thank you so much, guys. Milu, how are you, Milu? Thank you so much for joining, Milu. Thank you. Gohan, thank you. Elon, thank you. Devi, thank you, Devi. Lan, thank you, Lan. Devi, I write your name, Devi. Hadan, how are you, dear Hadan? Thank you so much for joining, Hadan. Thank you, Hadan. Ahmad, how are you, dear Ahmad? Bryson, how are you, Bryson? Gabriel, how are you, Gabriel? Amira, how are you, Amira? Soul, how are you, dear Soul? Aisha, how are you, Aisha? Jojo, how are you, Jojo? Lisla, how are you, dear Lisla? Thank you, Lisla. Khushi, how are you, Khushi? Megan, how are you, Megan? Andrew, thank you, Andrew. Alison, how are you, Alison? Harish, how are you, Harish? Sweetie, how are you, Sweetie? Jerry, how are you, Jerry? Aleph, for you, Aleph. Thank you so much for joining, Aleph. Halle, how are you, Halle? Hurry up, guys. Send a laughing disco, guys. Victor, how are you, Victor? Tara, thank you so much for joining. Angelina, thank you so much for joining. Angelina, I write your name, my dear. Angelina looks that my lovely brother. Megan, how are you, Megan? Bryson, how are you, Bryson? Janvi, how are you, Janvi? Sophia, how are you, dear Sophia? Lana, how are you, dear Lana? Thank you so much for joining, Lana. Harry, how are you, dear Harry? Rich, how are you, dear Rich? Samira, how are you, dear Samira? Tapan, how are you, Tapan? Desha, how are you, dear Desha? Kareem, how are you, dear Kareem? Arida, how are you, Arida? Sunal, how are you, Sunal? Lala, how are you, dear Lala? Morgan, how are you, dear Morgan? Jacob, how are you, Jacob? Please, guys, send a laughing disco. Do the super chat, guys. Who is going to sending the laughing disco, guys? Valeria, how are you, Valeria? Bosha, how are you, Borisha? Sunal, how are you, Sunal? Eham, how are you, Eham? Tang, how are you, dear Tang? Mimi, how are you, Mimi? Please, guys, send the laughing disco. Do the super chat. Amelie, how are you, Amelie? Alex, how are you, Alex? Dylan, how are you, Dylan? Please, guys, do a super chat, guys. Please, come on, guys. Do a small donation, guys. Yeah, do a small donation, guys. Please do a small donation of the super chat. It's a request from the every lovely people. Yeah, guys. Alone, how are you, dear Alone? Lama, how are you, dear Lama? Please, guys, do a donation, guys. Small donation. Akib, how are you, Akib? Taram, how are you, Taram? Sky, thank you so much for joining. Masirullah, I write your name, my lovely brother. Hurry up, guys, to write your name in the chat. 6-7. Send us 6-7, then I will write 6-7. Yeah, send us 6-7. I will write us 6-7. Hurry up, guys, send a laughing disco. Do the super chat, guys, please. Make a small donation of the super chat. If you write max, I write the max, my dear. I write the max on many time. There is I write max. I'm writing again the max. You know you send the laughing disco. According to the agreement with the hour, hurry hour. Now you send the laughing disco. Looks nice sending right now. Thank you. Hour, thank you, Ali. Thank you, Ali. Thank you, Ali. Thank you. God bless you. Eva, how are you, dear Eva? Ada, how are you, dear Ada? Thank you so much for joining, Ada. Shiva, how are you, dear Shiva? Thank you so much for joining, Shiva. Lily, how are you, dear Lily? Thank you so much for joining, dear Lily. Thank you, Lily. Pedro, how are you, dear Pedro? Thank you, Pedro. Lily, I write your name, my dear. Pedro, thank you so much for joining. Ari, how are you, Ari? Thank you so much for joining, dear Ari. God bless you, Ari. Welcome, dear Asila. How are you, dear Asila? Thank you so much for joining to Sitarim, Asila. Thank you, Asila. We have the same name, Lily. Yeah, you have the same name. Oh, that's great. Uh, thank you. Rose. How are you, Rose? Thank you, Rose. Please send a laughing disco. Anybody can send the laughing disco for the appreciation of my shattering. Thank you. Gorman, how are you, Gorman? Thank you for joining. Who is going to sending the laughing disco for the shattering, guys? Thank you so much for your joining. Yeah, guys, anybody, if you can easily to and do the super chat, yeah, guys, for the today of the shattering. Irfan, how are you, Irfan? Nation, how are you, Nation? Thank you so much for joining. Dower, how are you, Dower? Nation, how are you, Nation? Lucky, how are you, Lucky? Lucky, can you do the super chat, Lucky? US, how are you, US? Thank you so much for joining to a screen, US. Thank you, US, for joining my stream. Arman, how are you, dear Arman? Please, guys, somebody can send the laughing disco, guys. I have only one laughing disco. Yeah, guys, please. Somebody has to do the super chat. Someone has to do the super chat of $5 or send a laughing disco, guys. Asmar, only one laughing disco, guys. Asmat, Leoran, how are you, Leoran? I have only one laughing disco. Any Superman can send Leoran. I write your name pretty, Leoran. Leoran, can you send the laughing disco pretty or do a super chat? Sophia, how are you, Sophia? Ayofor, how are you, Ayofor? Thank you so much for joining. Filior, how are you, Filior? Any Superman can send the super chat or send the laughing disco. Lara, how are you, Lara? Yeah, guys, any Superman can send the laughing disco, guys. Suraj, how are you, Suraj? Thank you so much for joining, Suraj. Any superhero can send a laughing disco. Ari, how are you, dear Ari? Thank you so much for joining, Ari. Arda, how are you, dear Arda? Thank you so much for joining to a stream, Arada. Osman, how are you, dear Osman? Thank you so much for your joining, dear Osman. Abby, how are you, dear Abby? Rishi, how are you, Rishi? Welcome there, guys. Send a laughing disco, please, guys. Only one laughing disco. Only a one laughing disco. Who is going to sending a only one laughing disco right now, guys? Yeah, I have to want a only one laughing disco. Any superhero can send it right now. Rainy, how are you, Rainy? Any superhero can send the laughing disco, guys. Do the super chat. Click on the money icon to do the super chat, guys. Maria, how are you, dear Maria? Karishna, how are you, dear Karishna? Sana, how are you, dear Sina? Alia, how are you, Alia? Any superhero can send a laughing disco, guys. Any superhero can send a laughing disco. Angelina, how are you, dear Angelina? Alia, I write your name, Alia. Angelina, I write your name, my dear. Hijam, how are you, Hijam? Jamal. Inara, how are you, Inara? Lakshmi, how are you, Lakshmi? Anybody can send the laughing disco. Aria, how are you, dear Aria? Angelina, how are you, dear Angelina? Anybody can send the laughing disco, guys. Alice, please do the super chat, Alice. Hi, Alice. Can you do the super chat, dear Alice? Dear Alice, can you do a super chat? Have to make a small donation of the super chat. Yeah. Amhisha, how are you, Amhisha? Nada, how are you, Nada? Hi Jack, how are you Jack? Jack, can you send the laughing disco, my lovely brother Jack? Jack, can you send the laughing disco, my lovely brother? Jack, can you send the laughing disco? Anybody can send the laughing disco, my dear? Any random person can send the laughing disco. Yeah, any random person can send the laughing disco. Only one laughing disco, guys. I have to need. I have to need only one laughing disco. Any single person have to send the one laughing disco, guys. Asbela, how are you, Asbela? Asbela, can you send the laughing disco, pre Asbela? How are you, dear? Asbela, can you send the laughing disco, pretty, or do a super chat for the today? Hi, dear. Hi, Stang. How are you, dear? Thank you so much for joining. Thank you so much for your joining, my dear. Thank you. Anybody can do the super chat, guys. Anybody? Welcome, dear. Lily, can you send the super chat, Lily? Asbela, can you do it, my dear? Can you do a small donation or send a laughing disco? Marlon, how are you, Marlon? Ala, how are you, dear Ala? Ala, can you do the pink super chat, Ala? Like the pink heart, you do a pink super chat, really? Yeah, you should to do a pink super chat like the pink heart. I would be very happy, really, if you could do it for me. Yeah. Send the laughing disco, guys, please. Please, guys, send the laughing disco.